Today, we're breaking down the best portable power stations, so you find the exact one that fits your needs and your budget. Wrong pick means dead devices at the worst moment, or money wasted on capacity you'll never use. Let's get you the right answer. Welcome back. Today, we're breaking down the best 2,000-watt portable power stations you can actually buy right now in 2026. These things are not cheap. We're talking several hundred to over $1,000 depending on what you pick. So getting this wrong is a real problem. Too little capacity and your gear dies mid-outage. Too much and you've overspent on a machine you'll barely use. The wrong brand and you're dealing with unreliable cells and a warranty that ghosts you. We've done the research so you don't have to guess. By the end, you'll know exactly which station matches your situation, whether that's emergency home backup, a base camp setup, or life on the road. If speed is the thing keeping you up at night before a storm rolls in, the Anker Solix C1000 Gen 2 is built around that exact anxiety. At $499.99, it sits at the top of this list price-wise, and you feel where that money went the moment you start using it. The headline feature is a full charge in 49 minutes flat using Anker's HyperFlash technology, activated right through their app. That's not a trickle. That's 1,600 watts of input. You go from empty to ready before most stations even hit 50%. The 1,024 watt-hours LiFePO4 battery delivers 2,000 watts of continuous output with a 3,000 watt peak across 10 ports. And if you're going fully off-grid, plug in up to 600 watts of solar and you're recharged in under 2 hours. It's also 14% smaller and 11% lighter than comparable units, and Anker rates it for 4,000 cycles before the battery drops below 80% capacity. That's a decade of serious use. The trade-off is simple. You're paying a premium for Anker's brand trust and that charging speed. This is the one for you if fast recharge time and long-term reliability matter more than saving $100. Moving on to number 4. And this one is for the buyer who wants a proven, well-rounded power station without any guesswork. The EcoFlow Delta 2 sits at $429, and nearly 5,000 reviewers have rated it 4.7 out of 5 stars. That kind of track record is hard to argue with. You're getting a 1,024 watt-hours LiFePO4 battery. That's the more durable chemistry that EcoFlow rates for over 3,000 charge cycles. So it's genuinely built to last. The 1,800 watt AC output means you're running a full-size coffee maker, a box fan, and your laptop all at once without flinching. And with 15 total outlets, you're not playing Tetris with adapters. The 100 watt USB-C output alone handles most modern laptops at full speed. Need more capacity down the road? You can expand it all the way to 3 kilowatt-hours by adding extra batteries. That's a real advantage if your needs grow. The trade-off is, it's not the lightest option on this list, so if portability is your top priority, keep that in mind. This is the one for you if you want a high-capacity, expandable power station backed by thousands of real-world owners. Moving on to number 3, and this is where things get interesting if you're thinking long-term. If you already know your power needs are going to grow, the OUPES Mega One is sitting at $429, and it's built specifically for that kind of forward planning. You start with a 1,024 watt-hours LiFePO4 battery and 2,000 watts of continuous output. That handles most home essentials and camping gear without breaking a sweat. But here's what separates this one. You can connect up to 2 expansion batteries and scale all the way up to 5 kilowatt-hours. No extra inverters, no complicated rewiring. Your setup grows as your needs grow. The 4,500 watt surge capacity also means you're not flinching when something with a heavy startup load kicks on. And that LiFePO4 chemistry is rated for 3,500 plus charge cycles. So this isn't a 2-year purchase. It's closer to a decade of reliable use. At $429, that math is hard to argue with. The trade-off is size and weight, so if you're backpacking or cramped on space, this isn't your pick. This is the one for you if you're planning to scale up your power setup over time and want the headroom to do it. If you need serious power without the serious price tag, The Bluetti AC70 is exactly where your search should stop. At $329, this thing punches well above its weight class. You get two full 1,000-watt AC outlets, a 768 watt-hours LiFePO4 battery, and 2,000-watt power lifting, meaning it can handle appliances that would normally require a much larger unit. That last part matters more than people realize. A coffee maker, a small microwave, a portable fridge, devices that most budget stations choke on. The AC70 handles without blinking. And when it's dead, you're not waiting around. Plug it into the wall and you're at 80% in 45 minutes. Full charge in 1.5 hours. No separate power brick, just a single cable. You can also feed it up to 500 watts of solar and be fully charged in under 2.5 hours. The 100-watt Type-C output means your laptop charges at full speed too. Buyers back this up. 4.8 stars across over 800 reviews is genuinely hard to argue with. The AC70 is the one for you if you want real outlet power and fast charging at a price that doesn't feel like a compromise. Now, if your priority is getting the most capacity for the least money, this is where things get interesting. The Darren Entercubus 1,000 liters comes in at $309.98. And for that price, you're getting 576 watt-hours of capacity, 1,000 watts continuous output, and a 2,000-watt surge peak. That means it can handle a mini fridge, a laptop, your phone, and a camp light all running at once. 4 pure sine wave AC outlets, 100-watt USB, CPD fast charging, and a LiFePO4 battery rated for 3,500 plus cycles. That last part matters. That's over 10 years of daily use before the battery meaningfully degrades. It also weighs just 14.8 pounds, which is genuinely light for this capacity class. So what's the catch? 13 reviews. That's it. A perfect 5-star rating, but from a very small sample. Established competitors have hundreds or thousands of verified owners behind them. That's not disqualifying. Every brand starts somewhere. But it does mean you're taking on more uncertainty here. Check the current verified reviews before you commit. This is the one for you if you want maximum watt-hours per dollar, and you're comfortable being an early adopter on a brand still building its track record. So let's pull back and see how these all stack up. At the entry level, you're trading capacity and output for a lower price, workable for small devices, limiting for anything bigger. Move into the mid-range, and the watt-hours climb meaningfully, and you start seeing regulated output that actually protects your gear. At the top end, you're paying for higher capacity, cleaner power delivery, and the kind of build quality that lasts. The real inflection point is that mid-tier jump. That's where cost per usable watt-hour drops sharply, and the value genuinely snaps into focus. Spend below it, and you'll feel the compromise. Spend above it only if your use case demands it. Keep that in mind as we get to our number 1 pick. So here's where we land. No bad options on this list, only wrong fits. The real question was never which brand to trust. It was always about matching capacity and budget to how you actually live. Spend where your use case demands it. Don't overspend chasing specs you'll never use. Every pick we covered today solves a real problem for a specific buyer. Find yourself in one of those profiles, and you've got your answer. Links are in the description. Go check the current prices and make the call. Links are in the description. Current prices, the full breakdown, all of it. If this helped, subscribe. We do this every week so you never have to guess again.